Well, welcome to the video. We're going to talk about the book called Mastering Diabetes, written by a fellow fruit lover, carb lover, sugar lover, written by two guys, Robbie Barbaro and Cyrus. And it talks about sugar. It talks about a lot of things. We're going to talk about the book is based on the Walter Kempner rice diet, which is white rice, white table sugar, and here we go, fruit. These are ripe bananas. People, those bananas are rotten. In Australia, these are ripe, nice and spotty, got more nutrition in there. Google up ripe bananas, nutrition value goes up. The green tips, that's a sign of certified organic here in Australia. There's a bit of organic fraud going on where people are selling not organic bananas as organic. White sugar, this is the biggest social pariah out there. White sugar, everybody's sugar's bad. But if you go onto masteringdiabetes.com website, you'll see that they use all the studies. Even go listen to the Rich Roll podcast. Rich did a good podcast with Robbie and Cyrus talking about sugar and diabetes and how white refined table sugar reverses type 2 diabetes. Now people say, hang on, but that's weird, Harley, because in the book it says sugar's bad. But in the book it says sugar's good because it references all the studies by Hemsworth and Kempner, etc. What's the deal? Well, sugar's a social pariah, all right? Sugar is a social pariah. So even though every cell in the body runs on sugar, okay, this is sucrose. What is this actually? This is sucrose. This is table sugar, comes from sugar cane, which is a grass, all right? So sugar's essentially a dried grass product. It's from grass. And sugar is sucrose. Fruit also contains sucrose. This exact same sucrose in the cane is the exact same sucrose in the fruit. And what is sucrose? All right, sucrose is a type of simple sugar, and it's 50% glucose, 50% fructose. All right, with rice, it's pretty much 100% glucose, starches, complex carbohydrates, complex chains of glucose. So really, to put it simply, this is just all sugar. This is glucose. And this is a mix of fructose and glucose. Fruit is also sucrose, a mix of glucose and fructose. And it does have glucose and fructose on its own. But it might sound a bit confusing, but it's not really. Just all sugar. Stored as sugar. Stored as sugar. Stored as sugar. When you eat fat, it's stored as fat. Alright, simple as that. People like to say protein. Protein stored as muscle? No, it's not. If protein was stored as muscle, then bodybuilders wouldn't have to use steroids. That's another topic. Let's stay on sugar here. So the Mastering Diabetes book review, it has some great insights in there. But so people I've talked to a lot of people about this book. All right, some of the vegan doctors out there, etc. And I'll keep it private while mentioning names because I understand I don't want to get into the politics of stuff, and that's my job. I'm not sure why I like doing that. I just like giving people the right direction, and definitely not a hater of anyone in the the high carb scene. I remember if you look back to 2012 or even 2012, I was doing interviews with Robbie Barbaro. I was giving him a voice. No one else was giving him a voice that had a subscribership like I did. But I really felt it was important because I've coached a lot of diabetes over the years. But I think it's very, very powerful if a type 1 diabetic like Robbie is advocating high sugar lifestyle. So I've always given Robbie a voice on my platform, on my website, 30 minutes a day back in the day, or more importantly, my YouTube channel. And so if you found out Robbie, you might have found him through me or whatever. Now, obviously, Robbie and Cyrus have gone up in their social media status with a book and an Amazon bestseller, and that's fantastic. So all of a sudden, they'll be like, hey guys, Robbie, like Cyrus, from people who otherwise wouldn't really want to know him beforehand. So that's what happens on social media. You get a bit of a rise in fame, all of a sudden you got all these friends that you've never had before. You're like, wow, I remember you a few years ago, you didn't want to talk to me at all. So that's the deal. So Robbie and Cyrus will be feeling that sort of status jump, and all of a sudden all these friends that weren't really friends before are like, hey guys, hey, let's be chummy. But that's not what I do. I was even talking to Robbie the other week, just saying, dude, like your information's wrong. You contradict yourself. And Robbie agreed with me. He's like, yeah, we've got to update that. But it's too late now. Well, it's not too late, but it's, my gripe is, why put out content that contradicts what you really do know? Like, if you listen to the Rich Roll podcast, all right, Robbie's like, sugar, sugar, sugar. You know, he's quoting all the studies. You can almost look in his eyes. I see it like at eyes of a forensic. Like, you see his body language. He's like, I'm promoting sugar. Oh, this feels good, but people are going to give me a bit of hate. And he's almost laughing at embarrassment, you know? Because he knows that people are like, no. And even Rich Roll's like, but what about candy? Like, surely not candy. And you know, I'm just like, how does Rich Roll, who's interviewed all these vegan doctors now over the years, and watch my content, etc., how does he still not understand about how sugar increases insulin sensitivity? Whether it's from sugar from fruit, or sugar from white rice, or sugar from brown rice, or sugar from table sugar, or high fructose corn syrup, or whatever. You know, how does he not understand that? It baffles me. Someone so academic, someone such hard-working cannot get that. Well, maybe they get it, but publicly they don't want to get it because they don't want the hate. A lot of people on social media can't handle any hate at all. All right? And by hate, I mean, you know, keyboard warriors. No. A lot of people can't handle that. And that's why they put up, it's just like smiley photos. Like, generally people put up all the smiley photos of people who can't handle any social disapproval. And that's no way to live life. All right? The best way of living life is live your truth. Be open, be real, and people can take it or leave it. All right? Especially, so the internet, we're talking about sugar here. It's not exactly, no one's going to, you know, put you in prison for promoting sugar. So I get why some people and some things would be private. But you know what I mean? It's contradictory. Contradictions. It's contradictory to be promoting sugar studies by Kempner, Hemsworth, etc., and then demonizing sugar. But they all do it. McDougall's done it. Greg has done it. Bernard's done it. Bernard's normally sharp, but he does it. McDougall's normally pretty sharp. He does it because they're scared of social disapproval. Remember that video I did with Dr. Clapper and Dr. McDougall, where Clapper's like, yeah, sugar's bad, and then McDougall's just like, this is nonsense. Let's tell people the truth. And so McDougall's dropping some truth bombs, you know, and he got a lot of resistance for that, a lot of hate for that, you know. Keyboard warrior stuff's not really hate. When you're talking about sugar, all right? It's not really hate. It's disagreement. It's debate. Right? So that's another thing as well. Don't be scared of nutritional debate. It's not hate. It's nutritional debate. There's a big difference between real hate and violence versus nutritional debates. But a lot of people don't get that. They're like, oh, you disagree with me on nutrition? Oh. That's no way to live life, man. Being so sensitive. And that comes from being not enough sugar. All right? Once you increase your sugar intake, your sensitivity to debates goes like just non-existent. You're like, it's just rock and roll. That's why I'll live debate anybody. You know, if someone wants to pick on their podcast and interrogate the heck out of me, I'm like, man, I would love that. I love that. That's fantastic. It's real. It's a real podcast. You want to ask me any question? I'm here. You know, I mean, how many people would do that? How many people, like, you know, how many people do you know in the vegan movement or the health movement or the YouTube movement would put their hand up willingly and say, put me on your podcast, grill the heck out of me? How many people do you know do that? Ask me any question. Grill me. Debate me. Who would do that? McDougall? No. Gregor? No. Bernard? No. Yeah. Vegan Gains? No way. You know, how many people would do a live debate? This is the ultimate here, sugar. Because it's just like, you don't want to hide nothing. You just want to help people with their nutrition. You know, it's crazy. But yeah, if you're fearing sugar, man, you're going to be really living a really, really tough life. And I feel sorry for you, you know, like, because I was there myself. I remember, like, back in, I think it was 2000, 2001, I was like, oh, sugar's bad, you know. And I was carving up and I was eating all my fruit and I was eating honey. And I was like, honey's vegan, isn't it? Oh, no, it's not, you know. I was eating malt syrup, but I wasn't doing, you know, I was doing maple syrup. This is back in 2001. I was buying like a bottle of maple syrup, like 20 or 30 bucks or whatever in Australia, organic. And I was having that. I was like, oh, this is really good. I was feeling charging up. This is natural sugars. But I wasn't having table sugar. What is table sugar? It's natural sugars. Where does it come from? Cane. Is cane natural or is cane made in a lab? All right. This was grown in a field. This is from the earth. Taken to the factory, machined down, processed down into table sugar. This is from the earth. All right. As simple as that. And people can disagree with that, but it's like, man, natural sugars though. Natural sugars. This is natural sugar. That's natural sugar. Sucrose is natural. All right. This is made from the land. This came from a farm. This is Australian grown cane. This is from the land. And people just, processed food's bad. And I'm just like, man, you're missing out so much in life. Processed food is bad? What does that even mean? If you're in hospital with glucose exhaustion, they're going to put you on processed food and it's going to bring you around. It's going to help your T cells, your immune system. Your immune system runs on sugar. It doesn't matter if it's from cane or bananas or from rice. It's running on sugar. So if you're in hospital unconscious in a coma and they're keeping you alive with a processed food drip, you're going to say, hey, that's processed food. Get it out of my vein. And you're going to pull out the catheter. Yeah, or your family member's going to run in here. Hey, he's in a coma. He doesn't want sugar. Pull it out of his body. So what? Can you imagine that? Doc, don't give my parents, my mum or dad or my sister and brother sugar. I know they're in a coma and they're about to die if you pull the sugar out of their body, but don't give them sugar. Give them healthy fats. Can you imagine the doctor's response? Even though that doctor probably just gave a lecture at university. Now we got to ban sugar. Sugar's bad in society. You know. Then they'll go to the ER job, putting a drip in someone, a glucose drip, an IV, dextrose, which is just refined sugar, ultra refined sugar. But it saves your life. It gives you energy. It feeds your mitochondria. What are they doing? ATP, glucose-derived ATP. This is all basic science, and I can't believe I have this conversation with doctors out there. But the thing is, they will agree with me behind the scenes. Yeah, Harley, but it's good. But what if someone eats a lot of fat with their sugar? And it's like, well, why don't we educate people about that instead of just cowering down to social approval? It's crazy. Anyway, that's the deal. It's my little rant and rave. Go check out Mastering Diabetes website, and there's some great studies there. And then look at the chart they've got. Red light, green light, yellow light chart, and they put sugar in the red light. Even though they give sugar... No, they don't give sugar the green light. They're doing it to promote fruit. What is fruit? It's glucose. Fruit, sucrose. White rice is sucrose. They even put white rice as bad, red light food, don't they? So Kempner would be rolling in his grave. Hemsworth would be rolling in his grave. What is the deal with sugar? And even you'll see recently on Garth Davis's Instagram, I'd had enough and I was starting to get really sarcastic with all these people. And I was like, yeah, sugar's bad and all this stuff. And they go, oh, but natural sugar's good. Like fruit sugar's good, but cane sugar's bad. And I'm like, how is cane sugar not natural? And people would start getting all personal and just like avoid the question and just go, oh, you're like, yeah. And I'm like, come on, keep it on topic. Keep the debate on the debate versus get personal and throw insults. Like, keep on the debate. But no, people just, and then that's just end the conversation. You have them. It's like a cognitive dissonance. And so, and I'm just like, man, let's educate people. All right? This whole dumbing down of people by not telling them the full truth. Just tell them a half truth. Like, that's why society's in its issues it is now, because we're giving people half truths. Anyway, I could talk for hours on this topic. If you've got anyone out there who wants to live debate me on YouTube, like their live stream or podcast, hands up. Both my hands up. DM me on Instagram and we'll get the podcast rolling. Sometimes I'm a bit off the charts with the time zones and stuff, but I'm definitely down. I'm definitely down to debate or just discuss with people who want to learn more or whatever on your podcast, on your live stream. Always down to do that. 100%. 100%. And I think I want to lead by example of doing that, because how many people in the nutrition world would go on a live debate on a live stream with a moment's notice, right? Or a live podcast or whatever, with no editing? How many tagged? Who down below would do that? Unfortunately, I can't name anyone on the planet who would do that in the nutrition, health, fitness world. It's sad, isn't it? Be the change you want to see. Carb up, sugar up, get it done.